It's that time again where you've got questions and I've got answers, so let's check out the November Q&A. If you could change anything about the Switch, what would it be? Well, there's just some general performance stuff that's kind of boring I could hope for, like, oh, it'd be great if this thing had better battery life, or, maybe just a little bit more performance. But honestly, if there was one like physical aspect of the system I would change, I hate this kickstand so much. I don't even use the thing in like tabletop mode very often. It's just the fact that it's constantly popping out when I'm using it in portable mode, or when I'm trying to dock it, it might even come out and make it to where I can't actually slide it into the dock properly. It's just really annoying. So yeah, for the one thing I could change, upgrade this ASAP. Do you think that games in early access like PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds should be nominated for Game of the Year? This is a weird situation, because even just the term early access, I feel like it's been changing more and more as time has gone on. It used to be that a game would do early access or beta and people would just try it out for a couple months and give feedback. But now we have games that go into early access like a full title and people play it for half a year, a full year, multiple years, and it never actually sees a full release until way later. And PUBG makes this even weirder because while the game we know of right now is in early access, it does technically get its full release in mid-December, making it a game that did come out this year. Are we awarding the early access version? Are we awarding the actual full version? How different are the two? It's just really confusing. I mean, if it's just a simple yes or no answer, no, I don't think an early access game should be up for nomination. But just the concept of early access in general has gotten so weird right now. Do you game on a PC? If yes, what games? If no, why not? Well, I do play on PC as well. I'm not just strictly a console gamer. Admittedly, I spend a lot more time on my consoles just because I enjoy the simplicity and comfort of like getting home, hitting the couch, and just laying back playing a game with a controller. But there are times I will play on PC, and it's normally because either a game is entirely exclusive to PC, like for instance StarCraft 2, or more recently Divinity Original Sin 2, or there are some game genres that I just prefer having a keyboard and mouse for. For instance, if I'm doing any kind of like multiplayer FPS, like Overwatch, I'll do that on PC, or like old school style pause and play RPGs like Pillars of Eternity, I'll do PC for that as well. So I'm not strictly just a console gamer, but I don't really do a ton of gaming on PC just for those handful of games where it feels right for me. What's your most favorite game of 2017? I've actually been getting this question a lot right now because we've only got a month left in the year, so everyone's wondering what that Game of the Year list looks like. And to be a little unoriginal, I gotta say my favorite game this year has to be Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I mean, I've been a long-time Zelda fan. The game did a fantastic job of reinventing the series, kind of injecting some of that older style with newer gameplay mechanics. I loved it. For something a little more different, if you wanted to know some of my runner-up choices, I really, really liked Nier Automata. It's kind of an outside choice, a bit of a niche game that's not for everyone, but I loved it. Another game that was absolutely fantastic was Pyre from Supergiant Games. I have loved everything those guys put out. It's this great, unique experience and really cheap to pick up too. If you haven't looked at the game, please do. It's incredible. Now to kind of go hand in hand with that, another question I got was, we all know of the major titles which will be nominated for Game of the Year, but what about those hidden gems that the media doesn't highlight? I gotta say, this year in general has been an incredible one for gaming. One of the best ones in a long time. And not only for AAA titles, but for indie stuff too. There are some incredible indie games that came out this year. And two that really come to mind for me are Hollow Knight and Dead Cells. Hollow Knight's gotten a little bit of media attention. It's this game that's basically a 2D action platformer that's got some Dark Souls style vibes going on for the storytelling. It's also got this heavy like insect art style to it. Really, really cool game worth checking out. Another one that's kind of similar though is Dead Cells, which is another kind of Metroidvania design, but it's also a roguelike where every time you die, the world changes a little bit. And you have to unlock all these different upgrades and power abilities in order to be better at each attempt you make. Really cool games. Make sure to check them both out. Another question I was getting a lot this time is talk about what I think about potential upcoming systems. Some main examples being, with the recent releases of the Xbox One S, One X, and PS4 Pro, do you think that these console half steps are what we should expect in the future? Also, how long will this console generation last? Original Xbox and PS4 are starting to fall behind, I think. And that's really the main reason why I think that the idea of doing lots of half steps in the near future are very unlikely, because while the One X and PS4 Pro are more powerful than the original systems, they're still being tied down a bit by them, because any game that's made to work on the One X in 4K still needs to make sure it can at least run at a decent resolution on the original Xbox. So I think that we for sure at least have one more full brand new generation. That could be as soon as 2019. I think 2020 is probably the most realistic hard date that we're gonna see a lot of new systems start to hit the market. And then after that, it's very possible we might see companies start to adopt a more smaller generation gap kind of system where we're getting more and more performance bumps, and eventually some games are just not going to work on the oldest version of the model. But we'll see.